The huge silver ship moved slowly through space toward the small blue planet. Inside the ship, Commander Velthar looked at the screens showing Earth. His crystal body sparkled under the bright lights of the command room. He had waited 50 years for this moment. "Are you sure they are ready?" asked Mortis, the security chief. His thick green skin was covered with metal plates that glowed softly. Scars from old battles marked his armor like medals of honor. "The humans have been sending radio signals for over 100 years, Velthar replied. "They have built ships that travel to their moon. They are ready to meet us." On Earth, alarms rang loudly in the Sol Command Center. Dr. Park So-min ran down the hallway, her lab coat flying behind her. She had been studying space signals for 10 years, but she had never seen anything like this. "Director Kim," she called out as she entered the main room. "The signal is real. It's really from aliens." Director Kim Tae-ho stood in front of a wall of computer screens. His face was calm, but his hand shook slightly as he picked up the phone. "Get me Captain Lee right away," he said. 30 minutes later, Captain Lee Dongwoo walked into the command center. He was a tall man with kind eyes and a strong voice. He had led many dangerous missions in space, but nothing had prepared him for this. "What do we know about them?" Lee asked. Dr. Park showed him pictures on the big screen. "They call themselves the Galactic Council. There are many different alien races working together. They want to meet with us." "Where?" Kim asked. "They want to build a special meeting place in space halfway between Earth and their ship," Park explained. "They say it will be safe for both sides." 2 weeks later, Captain Lee floated inside a small shuttle heading toward the meeting station. The station looked like a giant metal flower with windows all around it. Through his helmet, he could see the alien ship waiting nearby. "Remember," came Dr. Park's voice through the radio. "Be polite but careful. We don't know what they want." Lee smiled. "Don't worry. I've dealt with difficult people before." But when the airlock opened and Lee stepped into the meeting room, his mouth fell open. The aliens were huge. Commander Velthar stood 8 feet tall, his body made of what looked like living crystal. Light moved through him like water. Around him stood other aliens, some with thick armor, others glowing with energy fields, and one that seemed to be made of metal and wires. "Welcome, human," Velthar said. His voice sounded like music played on glass. "I am Commander Velthar of the Kethani people." Lee tried not to stare. "I am Captain Lee Dongwoo representing Earth. We are honored to meet you." Mortis stepped forward, his heavy boots making the floor shake. "Where is your protection?" he asked in a deep, rough voice. Lee looked down at his simple spacesuit. "What do you mean? Your armor, your shields, your weapons," Mortis said, pointing at Lee's basic equipment. "How do you stay alive without protection?" "We don't usually wear armor," Lee said slowly. "Except in dangerous places like space." The aliens looked at each other with surprise. Velthar's crystal body flashed brighter. "But how do you fight? How do you defend your cities? How do you protect your children?" Lee was confused. "We have weapons and soldiers, but most people don't wear armor every day. We don't need to." A small alien with 6 arms began making clicking sounds. Another alien, covered in blue fur, stepped back in shock. Mortis shook his big head. "Every intelligent race in the galaxy has armor," Mortis explained. "Natural armor, energy shields, or metal protection. Without armor, you die quickly." "But we don't die quickly," Lee said. "Humans live for 70 or 80 years, sometimes longer." The aliens began talking among themselves in their strange languages. Lee could hear surprise and worry in their voices, even though he couldn't understand the words. Dr. Park's voice came through Lee's radio. "Captain, what's happening? Your heart rate is very high." "They think we should all be wearing armor," Lee whispered back. "They can't understand how we survive without it." Velthar raised one crystal hand for silence. "Captain Lee, perhaps there is a mistake in our translation. Surely your warriors wear protection when they fight." "Our soldiers wear helmets and vests that stop bullets," Lee said. "But not like your armor. Your armor looks like it could stop a bomb." "It can," Mortis said proudly. My armor can protect me from plasma fire, energy blasts, and explosive weapons. Without it, I would die in seconds during battle. Lee thought about the human soldiers he knew. They were brave and strong, but they didn't have armor like this. Our soldiers are tough, but they're still human. They can get hurt. Then how do they win battles? Asked the blue-furred alien. They're smart. They work together. They don't give up, Lee answered. The aliens looked even more confused. One of them, a floating creature made of light, spoke in a voice like wind chimes. But without proper protection, they must die very easily. Not really, Lee said. Humans are pretty tough. We heal from injuries. We can keep fighting even when we're hurt. Mortis laughed, a sound like rocks falling. No creature can fight well when injured, especially without armor. Lee was starting to feel frustrated. Look, I don't know how to explain it better. Humans just don't wear armor most of the time. We've survived for thousands of years without it. Velthar's body dimmed as he thought. Perhaps your planet is very safe. No dangerous animals or weather. Actually, Earth is pretty dangerous, Lee said. We have storms, earthquakes, wild animals, and extreme temperatures. But humans adapt. We're good at surviving. The meeting continued for 2 more hours, but the confusion never went away. The aliens couldn't understand how humans survived without armor. Lee couldn't understand why the aliens thought armor was so important. Finally, Velthar stood up. Captain Lee, we thank you for this meeting, but we need time to study your people more. This is very strange to us. I understand, Lee said. Would you like to visit Earth? You could see how humans live. All the aliens stepped back quickly. Mortis put his hand on his weapon. Visit a planet with no protective technology? That would be suicide. Lee sighed. What if we meet again in a few weeks? Maybe we can understand each other better then. Yes, Velthar agreed. We will study your radio signals and videos. We will try to understand how humans survive. As Lee flew back to Earth, he talked to Dr. Park on the radio. They think we're crazy for not wearing armor all the time. Maybe they're right, Park said. Their weapons looked like they could destroy a city. But we've been fine without armor for our whole history, Lee pointed out. That's what worries me, Park replied. What if we've been lucky? What if we're not as tough as we think we are? Lee looked out at the stars and wondered. Were humans weak and just didn't know it? Or were they tougher than the aliens could understand? Soon, he thought, they would find out. Back on the alien ship, Commander Velthar stood in his private room, thinking. In 50 years of exploring space, he had never met a race like humans. Every intelligent species had evolved armor or built protection. It was the most basic rule of survival. But humans seemed to have no protection at all. They lived on a dangerous planet, fought wars and survived disasters, all without armor. It made no sense. Commander, came Mortis's voice over the communication system. I have been thinking about the humans. Yes? Either they are the weakest race in the galaxy and too stupid to know it, Mortis said slowly, or they are so strong that they don't need armor. Velthar's crystal body flickered with worry. That, he said, is exactly what I'm afraid of. The clock showed 48 hours remaining. All across Earth, people worked like they had never worked before. Factories that made cars now made weapons. Shipyards that built cargo ships now built warships. Even children helped by carrying tools and supplies. Engineer Kang Woo-jin had not slept in 2 days. He stood in the largest shipyard on Earth, watching hundreds of workers change peaceful ships into fighting machines. Cargo ships became weapon carriers. Mining ships became battle cruisers. Even small transport boats got guns and armor. How many ships do we have now? Asked his assistant Lee Sun-ho. Kang looked at his tablet. 127 ships ready to fight, not many compared to 3,000 alien ships. Will it be enough? Sun-ho asked. Kang did not answer. He was not sure anyone could answer that question. On Mars, Dr. Han Soo-min made an important discovery. She was studying the pieces left behind when the aliens destroyed Captain Lee's patrol. Ships. The alien weapons were powerful, but they were not perfect. Commander Park. She called on her radio. I found something important. Commander Park came to her lab quickly. What did you find, Doctor? Han pointed to her computer screen. The alien weapons work by changing the energy and matter. They break things apart at the smallest level, but look at this. She showed him a piece of metal from the destroyed ships. This part of the ship did not break apart completely. It was protected by the ship's communication system. What does that mean? Park asked. The communication system sends out electromagnetic waves. These waves seem to interfere with the alien weapons. If we could make bigger waves, we might be able to protect our ships. Park felt a spark of hope. Can we build weapons that use these waves? Maybe, Han said. But we would need scientists much smarter than me. On Earth, Professor Lim Chan-ho gathered the best scientists from every country. They worked in a huge laboratory that had been built in just one day. The world's governments had given them everything they needed. Dr. Han's discovery is correct, Professor Lim announced to his team. The alien weapons can be stopped by electromagnetic interference, but we need to create interference that is much stronger than anything we have ever built. Dr. Park Hae-jin, an expert in energy weapons, raised her hand. Professor, what if we do not try to make better weapons? What if we make bombs that create electromagnetic waves instead of explosions? Professor Lim thought about this. Electromagnetic bombs? Yes, that could work. But how do we make them strong enough? We use our nuclear technology, said Dr. Kim Tae-young, a nuclear scientist. Not to make nuclear bombs, but to power electromagnetic bombs, much stronger than normal. The team worked for 18 hours, straight. They designed a new type of weapon, electromagnetic pulse mines that could be built using parts from nuclear power plants and communication systems. But there was a problem. These mines are not reliable, Professor Lim told the emergency meeting. Only 6 out of 10 will work correctly. The others might not work at all. President Choi looked worried. That is not very good odds, Professor. No, sir, but it is better than no chance at all. Admiral Park stood up. How do we use these mines against the alien fleet? Dr. Yoon Ga-young had been thinking about this problem. We cannot fight them, ship to ship. They are too strong, but we can make a trap. What kind of trap? Asked General Nam. We put the mines in space between Mars and Earth. When the alien ships fly through that area, we explode all the mines at the same time. If we are lucky, the electromagnetic waves will disable their ships. Admiral Park studied the battle plans. This means our ships will have to get very close to the aliens, close enough to make sure they fly into our trap. Captain Shin Boram, who had flown from Mars to join the meeting, volunteered immediately. My ship will lead them into the trap, Admiral. Captain, this is a suicide mission, you understand that? Yes, sir. But if we do not try, everyone dies anyway. Other captains began volunteering. Soon, Admiral Park had more volunteers than ships. Meanwhile, on Mars, Lieutenant Colonel O. Taemin was building something that had never been built before. He was turning the Mars mining equipment into giant weapons. Sir, are you sure this will work? Asked his engineer, Sergeant Bae Jin-woo. No, I am not sure, O replied honestly. But the mining equipment can throw rocks very fast and very far. Instead of rocks, we will throw electromagnetic mines. The Mars mining station had huge machines called railguns. These machines used magnetic power to shoot ore containers into space. O's plan was to load the railguns with the new electromagnetic mines and shoot them at the alien fleet. How many mines can we shoot? Bae asked. Maybe 1,000, O said, if the railguns do not break first. Back on Earth, Engineer Kang received good news and bad news. The good news was that his factories had built 2,000 electromagnetic mines in just 2 days. The bad news was that they had only built 50 more fighting ships. Sir, said his assistant Lee Sun-ho, the alien fleet will reach Mars in 6 hours. Kang looked out the window at the ships leaving Earth's orbit. Human. Ships flying toward an enemy they could not defeat in fair combat. But humans had never been interested in fair combat when their families were in danger. Captain Lee Ji-won prepared her ship, the Busan, for what might be her final mission. Her crew of 30 men and women checked every system twice. They loaded every electromagnetic mine they could carry. "Captain," said her first officer, Lieutenant Yu Minsu, "the crew wants to know our chances." Lee looked at her young officer. "Lieutenant, our chances of surviving this battle are very small. Our chances of winning are even smaller. But our chances of making the aliens pay for attacking Earth are very good. That is enough for us, Captain." Dr. Yoon made one final calculation. If everything went perfectly, if all their minds worked, if the aliens flew exactly where they predicted, humanity might disable half the alien fleet. "And then what?" President Choi asked. "Then we fight the other half with whatever we have left," Admiral Park answered. As the human fleet left Earth's orbit, people around the world watched on television. Children waved at the sky. Adults prayed to whatever gods they believed in. Everyone hoped that their small fleet of converted ships could somehow defeat an empire that ruled the stars. Dr. Han, watching from Mars, made one more discovery. The alien ships were slowing down as they approached Mars. They were being careful. They did not want to fly into any traps. "They are learning about us," she told Commander Park. "They know we are planning something." "Good," Park replied. "Let them worry. Worried enemies make mistakes." In space, the human fleet took positions around Mars. 127 small ships against 3,000 massive alien warships. The electromagnetic mines floated in space like invisible spiders waiting for flies. Captain Shin Bo-ram opened a communication channel to the entire human fleet. "All ships, this is Captain Shin. In 1 hour, the aliens will be here. We are outnumbered 30-1. Our weapons are untested. Our ships are converted cargo haulers and mining vessels. By every military rule, we should lose this battle badly." She paused, looking at the stars where the alien fleet approached. "But we are not fighting by military rules. We are fighting for our homes, for our children, for the right to exist in this universe. And humans have never been good at following rules when their families are threatened." The countdown reached 1 hour. The trap was set. The alien fleet arrived like a storm made of metal and light. 3,000 ships moved through space in perfect formation. Each ship was 10 times bigger than the largest human vessel. Their hulls glowed with strange energy, and their weapons could destroy planets. On the bridge of the human flagship Seoul, Admiral Park watched the enemy approach. His hands were steady, but his heart was beating fast. Next to him stood Captain Lee Ji-won, who had volunteered to lead the first attack. "Admiral," said Lieutenant Kim Min-ho, "the alien fleet is splitting into 3 groups. The main force is heading straight for our trap, but 2 smaller groups are trying to go around Mars." Admiral Park nodded. "Signal all ships. Execute plan. Alpha." In the alien flagship, Overlord Vexathara studied the humans with interest. The humans had only small ships, but they were positioned in a strange pattern around Mars. It looked like they were trying to protect something. "These creatures think they can stop us," Vexathara said to his officers. "How amusing. Destroy their largest ships first. Save the small ones for last. I want them to watch their fleet die slowly." The first alien attack came like lightning. Beams of pure energy shot across space toward the human ships. But Captain Lee was ready. "All ships, scatter," she commanded. The human fleet broke apart like a flock of birds. The alien weapons hit empty space where the ships had been seconds before, but the aliens were not finished. "Primitive tactics," Vexathara laughed. "Lock onto each ship individually. Destroy them one by one." Captain Lee Young-soo commanded a converted cargo ship called Mokpo. His ship was slow and ugly compared to the alien vessels, but it carried something special: 50 electromagnetic mines packed into its cargo hold. "This is Captain Lee to all ships," he announced. "Remember, we are not trying to win a fair fight. We are trying to set off our trap." Lee aimed his ship directly at the nearest alien vessel. It was a massive ship covered in weapons, but Lee did not try to avoid it. Instead, he flew straight toward it. "Captain," shouted his crew member, Petty Officer Choi Jin-ho, "that ship is firing at us." "I see it," Lee replied calmly. "Hold course." The alien weapon beam barely missed the Mokpo. Lee's ship shook from the energy that passed nearby. but he kept flying toward the enemy. When he was close enough, Lee pressed the firing button. 50 electromagnetic mines shot out of his ship like bullets. They spread out in all directions around the alien vessel. All mines deployed, Lee reported, detonating in 3, 2, 1. The mines exploded in flashes of electric light. For a moment, nothing seemed to happen. Then the alien ship's lights went out. Its weapons stopped firing. The great vessel began to drift in space like a dead whale. "It worked," Lee shouted. "The electromagnetic pulse disabled their ship." But the aliens learned quickly. Vexithara saw what happened and gave new orders to his fleet. "These humans have some kind of electromagnetic weapon," he told his officers. "Keep our ships spread apart. Do not let them get close enough to use those weapons." The battle became a deadly game of cat and mouse. Human ships tried to get close, enough to use their minds. Alien ships tried to destroy the humans from far away. But the humans had one advantage. They knew these space areas around Mars very well. Commander Park Hye-jin led a group of 5 small ships through the asteroid field near Mars. The aliens followed, trying to destroy her ships with their powerful weapons, but the asteroids provided cover. "Lead them deeper into the field," Park commanded. "Make them think we are running away." The alien ships chased Park's group deeper into the asteroids. They did not see the trap waiting for them. Hidden among the asteroids were hundreds of electromagnetic mines, placed there days earlier by human mining ships. When the alien ships were in the middle of the asteroid field, Park triggered the mines. The explosion was beautiful and terrible. Electric lightning jumped between the asteroids like a deadly spiderweb. The alien ships caught in the web stopped working. Their lights went out. Their weapons became silent. But Overlord Vexithara was not stupid. He saw that the humans were using traps and tricks instead of fighting directly. "These humans are more clever than I thought," he admitted. "But cleverness cannot stop overwhelming force." Vexithara ordered his main fleet to attack all at once. 1,000 alien ships fired their weapons at the same time, space filled with deadly energy beams. This time the humans could not dodge them all. The converted cargo ship Gangneung was hit directly. It exploded in a ball of fire. The mining vessel Jeju lost its main engine and began spinning out of control. Captain Shin Bo-ram watched her friends die and felt anger burn in her heart. She opened a communication channel to the entire human fleet. "All ships, this is Captain Shin. They want to fight with overwhelming force? Then let us show them what overwhelming force really means." Shin's plan was crazy and desperate. Instead of running away from the alien fleet, she ordered all human ships to fly directly at them. "Every ship becomes a weapon," she announced. "Every human life becomes a missile. For Earth, for our children." The human ships charged toward the alien fleet like angry hornets attacking a giant. They fired their electromagnetic mines as fast as they could. They rammed alien ships with their own hulls. They turned their mining lasers into weapons of war. Lieutenant Colonel Oteman watched the battle from his railgun station on Mars. The human fleet was being destroyed, but they were also destroying many alien ships. It was time for his part of the plan. "All railguns load electromagnetic mines," he ordered. "Target the alien flagship." The Mars railguns were not designed for war. They were designed to shoot ore containers into space for transport to Earth. But today, they would shoot something different. "Railgun 1 ready," reported Sergeant Bay. "Railgun 2 ready," reported Corporal Lim. "Railgun 3 ready," reported Private Song. "Fire all railguns," O commanded. 300 electromagnetic mines shot out of Mars like bullets from a giant gun. They flew across space toward Vexithara's flagship at incredible speed. Vexithara saw the mines coming and tried to move his ship, but the mines were too fast and too many. The mines hit his flagship like rain hitting a roof. They exploded in cascades of electric light. The flagship's shields flickered and failed. Its weapons went silent. Its engines stopped working. "Impossible," Vexithara shouted. "How can these primitive weapons defeat our technology?" Dr. Yoon Ga-young, watching from Earth, smiled as she saw her plan working. The electromagnetic mines were not just individual weapons. They were parts of a much bigger weapon. Admiral Park, she called on the radio. Tell Lieutenant Kim to activate the final sequence now. On the human flagship, Lieutenant Kim received the order. He looked at Admiral Park, who nodded grimly. Do it, Lieutenant. Kim pressed a button that sent a signal to every electromagnetic mine in the battle area. The mines that had already exploded began to create a chain reaction. Electric energy jumped from mine to mine, creating a web of electromagnetic force that covered thousands of kilometers of space. The alien ships caught in this web began to shake and spark. Their advanced technology, which made them so powerful, became their weakness. The electromagnetic energy overloaded their systems and turned their own power against them. One by one, alien ships went dark. Some exploded. Others simply stopped, working and drifted in space like giant metal corpses. Vexithera watched in horror as his mighty fleet was destroyed by creatures he had thought were primitive and weak. Retreat, he ordered his remaining ships. All ships retreat immediately. But it was too late. The electromagnetic web was growing stronger. Any alien ship that tried to fly through it was disabled instantly. The hunters had become the hunted. The humans pressed their attack without mercy. The alien fleet was broken. Ships that had come to conquer Earth now floated dead in space. Overlord Vexithara stared at his command screen in disbelief. Half of his mighty armada was gone, destroyed by creatures he had called primitive. Sir, said his officer, Commander Zektal, we are receiving panic signals from all sectors. The humans are hunting our ships individually. Vexithara felt something he had never felt before. Fear. How many ships do we have left? 1,500 ships are still working, sir, but many are damaged. The electromagnetic weapons destroyed our advanced systems. On the human flagship Sol, Admiral Park watched the alien retreat with amazement. What had started as humanity's desperate last stand was becoming a complete victory. Admiral, reported Captain Li Jiwan, our remaining ships are pursuing the enemy. They are running away from us. Admiral Park almost smiled. The word running felt strange when talking about aliens who had come to conquer Earth just hours ago. How many of our ships survived the battle? 63 ships are still fighting, sir. We lost more than half our fleet, but we are winning. Admiral Park opened a communication channel to all human ships. All vessels, this is Admiral Park. The enemy is retreating. Do not let them escape. Every alien ship that leaves our solar system is a threat to Earth in the future. Captain Bei Sun-woo commanded one of the pursuit ships. His vessel, the converted mining ship Ulsan, had been damaged in the battle. One engine was broken and his weapon systems were failing, but he could still fight. Captain, said his engineer, Petty Officer Nam Ki-soo, we are catching up to a group of alien ships near Jupiter. Bei looked at his screen. 3 alien vessels were trying to escape toward the edge of the solar system. They were damaged and slow, but still dangerous. Load our remaining electromagnetic mines, Bei ordered. We will finish what we started. The alien ships detected Bei's approach and tried to fight back. Energy beams shot through space toward the Ulsan, but the alien weapons were weak now, drained by the electromagnetic attacks. Bei's ship fired its last 10 mines at the fleeing aliens. The mines exploded in brilliant flashes of electric light. 2 alien ships went dark immediately. The third ship's weapons stopped working, but its engines still functioned. Sir, one ship is still trying to escape, reported Nam. Bei made a decision that would have seemed impossible hours earlier. He aimed his damaged ship directly at the alien vessel. All crew to escape pods, he ordered. I am going to ram them. Captain? No, Nam protested. There must be another way. This is the way, Bei replied calmly. Tell my family I died protecting Earth. The Ulsan crashed into the alien ship at full speed. Both vessels exploded in a ball of fire and metal. But the alien threat was ended. Back on Mars, Lieutenant Colonel Oh Taimin coordinated the hunt for remaining alien ships. His railguns had proven devastatingly effective. Now he used them to support the human fleet's pursuit. Railgun stations, we have multiple alien ships trying to escape through the asteroid belt, he announced. Load fragmentation mines and fire, at will. The Mars railguns sent hundreds of small electromagnetic mines into the asteroid belt. When alien ships tried to hide among the asteroids, the mines exploded and disabled them. The space around Mars became a graveyard of dead alien vessels. Colonel Yang Mira commanded the orbital defense platforms around Mars. Her job had been to protect Mars from invasion. Now she was helping to destroy an invasion force. Platform Su. 7 reports alien ships trying to use Mars gravity to speed their escape. Her assistant reported. Not today, Zhang replied. All platforms fire orbital strikes. Do not let any ship use our planet to escape. The orbital platforms fired streams of electromagnetic energy down toward the alien ships. The aliens found that even Mars itself had become their enemy. Meanwhile, engineer Kang Woo-jin achieved something that seemed impossible. His factories on Earth had created self-copying electromagnetic mines. These mines could build more mines using materials from destroyed alien ships. Admiral Park, Kang reported. The self-replicating mines are working perfectly. Every alien ship they destroy provides materials to build more mines. Admiral Park understood the implications immediately. You mean the more aliens we destroy, the stronger our weapons become? Exactly, sir. The aliens brought the materials for their own defeat. Dr. Han Su-min, still working on her research station around Mars, made an important discovery. She had been listening to alien communications throughout the battle. Commander Park, she called urgently. I have translated some alien messages. They are terrified of us. What are they saying? Park asked. They call us the violent ones and the unpredictable destroyers. They say humans fight without honor or mercy. One message says we are the most dangerous species they have ever encountered. Commander Park felt a grim satisfaction. Good. Let them be afraid. The alien retreat became a complete rout. Ships that had conquered dozens of worlds were destroyed by converted human cargo vessels. Advanced alien technology was defeated by human mining equipment and communication systems. Overlord Vexithara, trapped in his disabled flagship, sent a desperate message to his home empire. Do not come to this system. The humans are not what they appear. They are killers. They are destroyers. They will not stop until we are all dead. But Vexithara's message never reached his home world. Dr. Yoon Ga-young had figured out how to jam alien communications. No, alien message leaves this solar system, she announced. Their empire will not learn what happened here until we are ready to teach them personally. General Nam Seong-hwan made a decision that would change human history forever. He recommended to President Choi that no alien ship should be allowed to escape. Sir, if even one alien ship returns to their empire, they will come back with a bigger fleet. We must destroy them all. President Choi agreed. General, you have permission to use any force necessary. No alien ship leaves our solar system alive. The hunt continued for 6 more hours. Human ships pursued aliens all the way to the edge of the solar system. Every alien vessel was found and destroyed. The mighty invasion fleet that had come to conquer Earth was completely eliminated. When the last alien ship exploded near Pluto, Admiral Park made an announcement to the human fleet. All ships, this is Admiral Park. The alien invasion force has been completely destroyed. Not one enemy ship escaped. The threat to Earth is ended. Cheers echoed through every human ship. On Earth, people celebrated in the streets. Humanity had faced extinction and won. But some humans were already thinking about the future. Dr. Yoon Ga-young studied the captured alien technology with new ideas. Admiral, she said, we now have the technology to build ships that can travel between stars. We could visit other worlds. Admiral Park looked at the wreckage of the alien fleet floating in space around them. Doctor, I think it is time the galaxy learned that Earth is not a target to be conquered. Earth is a threat to be feared. The hunters had become the hunted, but the hunt was not over. It was just beginning. 6 months after the battle at Mars, humanity was no longer the same species that had trembled before an alien invasion. Earth's factories worked day and night, building ships with technology taken from their defeated enemies. The humans had learned fast. Dr. Yoon Ga-young stood in the largest research facility on Earth, surrounded by alien technology. Her team of scientists had reverse-engineered everything: alien engines, alien weapons, alien computers. But they had made the technology better. "The alien technology is impressive," she told President Choi during his visit. "But it has a weakness. It is too perfect, too predictable. We have made it more human." "What does that mean?" the president asked. "It means our ships will be faster, stronger, and more unpredictable than anything the aliens have ever seen." Admiral Park stood in the shipyard above Earth, watching the construction of humanity's first interstellar fleet. The ships looked like a combination of human engineering and alien technology, but they were something entirely new. "How many ships will be ready for the mission?" he asked Engineer Kang. 50 ships, Admiral. Each one more powerful than the alien flagship we destroyed. And they are all crewed by humans who remember what the aliens tried to do to Earth. The mission Admiral Park was planning would have been impossible a year ago. Humanity was going to find the alien homeworld and deliver a message. The message was simple: Earth remembered, and Earth was coming. Captain Shin Boram, who had survived the battle at Mars, now commanded humanity's most advanced warship. The new Soul was twice the size of any ship humans had built before the invasion. It carried weapons that could destroy planets. "Captain," said her first officer, Lieutenant Commander Oda-sam, "the crew is ready for departure. All 50 ships report ready for interstellar travel." Shin looked out at the stars. Somewhere out there was an alien empire that thought they could conquer Earth without consequences. They were about to learn how wrong they were. "Signal the fleet," Shin ordered. "All ships prepare for jump to alien space. It is time to introduce ourselves properly." The human fleet disappeared from Earth's orbit in flashes of light, traveling faster than anything humans had ever built. They were using alien technology, but they were using it better than the aliens ever had. Meanwhile, Dr. Han Su-min had established humanity's first colony beyond the solar system. The planet had belonged to the aliens, but now it belonged to humans. She renamed it New Busan, after the ship that had made first contact with the aliens. "Dr. Han," said her assistant researcher Kim Bo-young, "we have detected alien communications from nearby star systems. They are talking about what happened in our solar system." Han smiled. "What are they saying?" "They are warning each other about us. They call us the destroyers from the small yellow star. Some alien civilizations are moving their fleets away from our direction." "Good," Han replied. "Fear is an excellent teacher." Commander Oh Tae-min now led the rapid expansion of human territory. His job was to find former alien colonies and claim them for humanity. It was easier than expected because many alien species surrendered as soon as they saw human ships. "Commander," reported Captain Lee Sang-woo, "the alien colony in the Ross system is requesting permission to surrender peacefully." "Tell them they can surrender," Oh replied. "But make it clear that Earth rules this sector now. Any species that threatens human colonies will be eliminated completely." The galaxy was learning that humanity did not forgive and did not forget. On Earth, President Choi received reports from across human space. The expansion was going faster than anyone had expected. Alien species that had been part of the invasion empire were joining humanity or fleeing to distant star systems. "Sir," said General Nam, "our intelligence suggests that the alien homeworld is preparing for war. They are gathering fleets from across their empire." President Choi was not worried. "General, let them gather their fleets. When they see what humanity has become, they will understand that they created their own worst enemy." Captain Bae Sun-woo, who had died ramming the alien ship, became a hero whose name was spoken on every human world. His sacrifice had shown the galaxy that humans would do anything to protect their families. His younger brother, Lieutenant Bae Min-woo, now commanded a ship in the human fleet. "My brother died stopping one alien ship," he told his crew. "We are going to stop an entire alien empire." Dr. Yoon made one final breakthrough that surprised even her. She discovered that the electromagnetic weapons that had saved Earth could be scaled up to affect entire star systems. Admiral Park, she reported, "We can now build weapons that disable every electronic device in a solar system simultaneously. No alien fleet can function without their electronics." Admiral Park understood the implications. Doctor, you have just given us the power to end wars without destroying planets. Yes, sir. We can defeat alien fleets and then offer their populations a choice: join humanity or be left in the Stone Age. 6 months after leaving Earth, Admiral Park's fleet reached the alien homeworld. They found a massive defensive fleet waiting for them, 10,000 alien ships surrounding a beautiful blue planet. The alien commander sent a message to the human fleet. Human ships, you are outnumbered 100 to 1. Surrender now, and your deaths will be quick. Admiral Park replied with humanity's answer. Alien commander, you are confused. We are not here to surrender. We are here to accept your surrender. The alien commander laughed. 50 human ships against 10,000 alien ships? You must be insane. No, Admiral Park replied calmly. We are human. There is a difference, but you will learn it shortly. The battle lasted 30 minutes. The human ships, using improved alien technology and human tactics, destroyed the alien defensive fleet completely. Not one human ship was lost. When the alien homeworld's leaders saw their mighty fleet reduced to space debris in half an hour, they sent an immediate surrender message. Human fleet, we surrender unconditionally. Please do not destroy our planet. Admiral Park accepted their surrender, but with conditions. Your empire is ended. Your conquest fleets are disbanded. You will send messages to every species you have enslaved, telling them they are free, and you will never again threaten any human world. We agree to all conditions, the alien leaders replied immediately. Admiral Park sent a message back to Earth. Mission accomplished. The alien empire has surrendered. Humanity now controls this sector of the galaxy. On Earth, people celebrated again. But this time they were not celebrating survival. They were celebrating victory. Dr. Yoon stood in her laboratory, looking at star charts that showed human territory growing every day. Species that had been enemies were becoming allies. Planets that had been alien strongholds were becoming human colonies. We came so close to extinction, she said to herself, but instead we became the strongest species in the galaxy. The aliens had made one critical mistake. They had given humanity time to prepare, shown them that they were not alone in the universe, and demonstrated that the galaxy was ruled by force. Humanity had learned all 3 lessons very well. A year after the first alien ship had appeared, at the edge of the solar system, Earth was the capital of an expanding interstellar empire. Human ships patrolled dozens of star systems. Human colonies thrived on worlds that had never seen a human before the invasion. And in the deepest space, human exploration fleets continued to expand humanity's reach toward the galactic core. They carried a simple message to every species. They met. Earth was not a target. Earth was a protector for those who sought peace, and a destroyer for those who sought conquest. The species that had come to conquer Earth had succeeded in one way. They had turned humanity into exactly what the galaxy needed: a force that could not be conquered, could not be stopped, and would not tolerate threats to the innocent. The message had been sent. The galaxy had received it, and the galaxy would never forget it.